Hello and welcome to Elena and Cody's 2015 TV Roundup. Yeehaw.
I'm not doing that.
Why not?
Maybe at the end.
Okay, we'll see. I'm Cody, aka The Big C.
And I'm Elena, aka A-Team.
And we are here to present our choices for the best shows of 2015. We each have a list of 5 shows. They may be a little different, there could be some overlap, but it's important to remember that we are experts.
Right.
Because we have watched some television,
Yes.
and that is all the qualification you need to be an expert. So, both of our opinions should be accepted as fact. They are both accurate and empirically correct.
100%.
Yes, so...
Basically, how this is going to work is we are going to count down our top 5 shows, starting with 5 and moving to 1, with 1 being what we consider to be the best show of 2015. Now, these are shows that aired at least 1 episode in 2015. They didn't have to start. It could be, a later season of a show or something like that. Didn't really matter. And we only have 20 seconds to talk about each show.
Yes, an alarm will sound when we reach the 20-second mark. And if anyone goes too long, they will be dropping through a hole in the floor. So there could only be one or none of us left by the end of this video. You will have to keep watching to find out.
And if we both make it to the end, and you as well, we have a little bonus.
A special surprise.
A special surprise.
That you do not want to miss. Okay. So why don't we go ahead and get started? You can begin, Elena, since you are a lady and they say ladies first.
This is so much pressure.
It is, I know.
Alright, so my number 5 show of 2015 is Mr. Robot. It's a visual and visceral show. It has a very clear look to it. It's dark, it's gritty, and the acting is really top-notch. And the main storyline's great. There's still enough character development to keep you invested. And the people are really interesting looking. That's something I always look for in a show. No one's like super hot, but everyone's pretty interesting looking. And just a great show, great acting, everything.
Very nice. And good timing.
Yes.
Okay.
It felt like so long.
It did. All right. That's because I didn't touch the button the first time, so you probably got an extra second. But
Alright.
that's okay. I won't disqualify you.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. My number 5 show is Parks and Recreation. I've been a fan of the show for many of its seasons, and I was very happy to see how things were wrapped up so nicely. It was very rewarding to see where all the characters ended up and to go on their journeys with them. But they still had time to do fun little regular sitcom-y episodes too. I felt like it was one of the few shows that got better even as it went along too. So, okay.
All right. Ready for number 4?
Mm-hmm.
All right, number 4 show of 2015 is Mad Men. Now, the last season's definitely not my favorite season of the show, but it's still better than almost everything else on TV, and it wrapped up every character really well. It was a happy ending without it seeming really cheesy and over the top. Nothing was false, still beautiful, and great music, great everything, really put you in the 1960s, 70s mindset. So.
All right. Okay, my number 4 show was Orphan Black. I thought it was a vast improvement over season 2, which I thought went in a lot of directions it didn't need to go, but it kind of brought things back around and explored new possibilities, and it creates a lot of interesting scenarios that they could explore in the future. Tatiana Maslany was brilliant as always, and it's one of the shows that is kind of educational too, with all the science components. Sorry, I had a couple more words to say. Okay, go ahead.
All right, number 3 for me is Making a Murderer. In terms of sheer watchability, this show is top notch. I don't know anyone who watched this show that didn't binge watch it all in like 1 or 2 sittings. It's so great, it gets you so invested, it just makes you so angry that you want to kill things, which is maybe why it's called Making a Murderer, I don't know. Just engrossing. It was like The Jinx, but even better because it was realer and uglier people.
Yes.
I'm focusing really on the physical today.
You sure are. Okay. My number 3 choice was Last Man on Earth. This show, I think, has some of the most unique, creative shots of any show on TV. It's one of the most original comedies, I think, to come out in a long time. You just wonder how they even were able to manage getting some of these shots of desolation and no people or sound in the background. It also transformed a lot from what it seemed at the beginning to where it ended up at the end. And that's exciting.
All right, we're getting down to the wire.
We sure
Second
are.
place.
I know.
All right, my
Exciting.
number 2 show was Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. Now, this is a quotable and rewatchable show, which are two things that I really look for in everything that I like. It was bright, it was uplifting, it was ridiculous, and it incorporated all types of humor. So there's a little bit of something for everyone there, and you can't watch the show and not just feel happy and go away feeling better about yourself.
Okay. I will continue on the same page because my number 2 is also Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. I like how the show is smart, but it's so zany and silly that it doesn't feel like you're sitting there watching something that's too highbrow. I think it has some of the best acting of any comedy on TV, especially Titus. I think he was given the chance of a lifetime to create a star out of himself, and he did.
I agree. I could go on about that one.
Mm-hmm.
But we must go to number 1, which my number 1 is The Affair. This is my all-time favorite show ever. It's only better with the second season. I mean, it's a deep look at like human interaction at a very like close personal level, while maintaining it just maintains this tense plot that just keeps you invested, keeps you watching. It moves forward. It's dark, captivating, sexual.
Okay. And finally, my number 1 choice was Making a Murderer. I just thought it was the most engrossing show I'd ever watched. I like to refer to it as the most punchable faces in Wisconsin law enforcement because I just wanted to punch everyone every time they did anything. I've never had such a reaction to a show like that, and everyone I know who's watched it has had the same reaction. And that, whether it's all true or not, that's pretty remarkable. So.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
So,
if you're still watching.
thank you.
Yes.
And now it's time for our special little surprise, which is we're going to reveal our worst show of 2015. So same rules apply, we still have the 20 seconds, but we're just going to tell you what show we thought was the most awful and
Yes.
why. Okay, go ahead, Alina.
All right, so my worst show of 2015 was Scream Queens. This is a show I was really excited about. I thought it was going to be great, but it never really found its footing. It was horror, it was comedy, but it wasn't enough of one thing, and it wasn't enough to make me even finish watching it. It was just an utter disappointment, and it could have been so great. I ran out of time. I don't know.
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't. I didn't run out of time.
Yeah. You had like 3 seconds left.
What
that
I
you
meant to
didn't
say
use.
was I finished early.
Oh, yes you did. You did mean to say that, but you did not, and we're moving on.
Yes.
Okay, so my worst show of 2015 was Grace and Frankie. I was excited about the prospect of this show because you have 4 great older actors getting a chance to do something fun and lighthearted, except it wasn't fun and lighthearted. It was so subdued and sad. The tone was just all wrong. It wasn't funny enough. Parts of it could have been a lot funnier if they had just actually done it right, but it was weird.
All right.
So that's it.
That's
I
it.
guess that's all we have to say. If we didn't talk about it, it didn't happen. So you only need to watch the things that we told you to watch and nothing else. So that's it. Hopefully we will see you back in 2016
Yes.
for another TV Show Roundup. Yeehaw!
Yeehaw.